welcome to a celebration tonight for our favorite author, Marie Force.
This is my first time in Toronto, my second time in Canada, my second time in 2 years in Canada. I was in Nova Scotia last year. Took me to my late 40s to get here, people. But today I was at Chapters and they had all of my available print books on the shelves, which doesn't happen in the States, so I love Canada.
You're here in Toronto signing a pretty significant deal with Harlequin. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, and my friends from Harlequin are in the back there, Lori and Diane and Melissa and Farah. So I've been with Harlequin since June of 2010 when Fatal Affair debuted with Carina Press, and we've had a wonderful run, and I'm still with Harlequin and always moving forward with the Fatal series, but we did just sign a new deal for books 10 through 13. So very excited about that. And we're meeting on Monday to kind of plot the future of how we're gonna bring out the Fatal books and what the plan is going forward, but there will be much more Sam and Nick. Very excited about that. I will say there's gonna be a small delay between books 9 and 10 because we are catching up the print too, because it was originally a digital only book series and now it's in full print. And they brought out the first 7 books this year, and books 8, 9, and 10 will be out next year. And so we have to catch up the print. And then when book 10 comes out, everything will be out together, which will be a huge relief for me because on release day, all I hear is from the print people, when can we get it in print? So now it's all gonna be at the same time.
You produce quite a number of books in a year. Do you ever, as a writer, have difficulty passing back and forth between, the thrillers, mystery, the erotica?
No.
So what's your secret?
What's the secret? Well, obviously there's a whole lot of crazy going on here. I can't really explain the how behind it. It just, I don't know. It's like, I was just telling Julie today, we're at lunch, and I said, I keep waiting for it all to dry up. And if anything, it's the opposite. Like, I'll be brushing my teeth and I have an idea for a new Gansett book. It's like, it just never, thank God, it never stops. I mean, like, it's all the time. And I think sometimes if the people I live with, who are in the room, knew how much time I spent thinking about fictional people versus how much time I spend thinking about real people, they'd probably be a little concerned for themselves and possibly for me too. But it's not difficult for me. It's what I do. It's who I am, and it's how I think. And it's all the time. And I could give you right now, if I were inclined to, what I plan to do for books 15, 16, 17 at Gansett, books 8, 9, and 10. 9, 10, 11 in Fatal. I could tell you what's going to happen in Green Mountain. I'm not going to do that, but I already know, and it's like all the time going on. And it's exhausting sometimes, but it's also, I'm thankful for it because the day that stops, myself and the 6 people that work full time for me, and there's going to be a lot of trouble in Bookland. But for right now, it's not hard for me to go from one series to the next. They're all very different to me. They all have very different qualities. The characters are different, the settings are different, the atmosphere is different in every book, every series, and to me, it's not difficult to go from one to the other.
Do you have a favorite world that you like? Like, what's the series that you're most comfortable falling back into?
Gansett. But my favorite character of all times is Sam from the Fatal series.
Okay.
So Sam is, to me, the most fun to write. Like, I feel like after 7 years of writing Sam, that when I'm writing something for her, I feel like it's coming from her. I feel like she is a real person who is channeling through me, and she occupies me when I'm writing her, and she's just so crazy and fun to write because she's crazy. And the stuff that comes out of her mouth, where does that come from?
But what I love about you is that you still embrace traditional publishing in many facets, and you embrace the indie author. You are it's all about collaboration, it's all about working together. I'd love to hear a little bit more about why you've decided to do both.
Well, so I want to be everywhere that the readers are, and there's still a lot of readers in print, and the publishers are excellent at getting books in print to readers, and I want to be able to walk into Chapters in Toronto and see 10 of my books on the shelves. And I want to be able to be in Fisherman's Wharf last year in San Francisco, and there's my books in Walgreens at Fisherman's Wharf. And you know, I can't do that on my own. I can't do that without the team at Berkeley and the team at Harlequin, who Berkeley publishes the Green Mountain series and Harlequin publishes the Fatal series. And you know, to me too, it's also, I enjoy working with them. I enjoy the collaboration. I learn from them. I think sometimes they learn from me. We all kind of are in this together. And sometimes when you're self-publishing, which I also love for a number of different reasons, I love that I could put two of my good friends on the cover of Love After Dark. That was really fun. I love that my friend Pam took that photo and had a blast doing the photo shoot. I mean, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff. I loved bringing 3 books out in 3 weeks with the Quantum trilogy, and like a lot of times you can't do that kind of thing in traditional publishing because, you know, obviously they have a lot of other authors to accommodate, so they don't want to be bringing out 3 of my books in 3 weeks. But you know, there's all sorts of reasons to be in business with publishers, and I'm enjoying the ride with both of my publishers. They've both been really good to me, and as long as we're all having a good time. I mean, you know, it's about, obviously it's a business, and we're all running businesses, and we're all hoping to do well running a business, but when something good happens, like Fatal Frenzy might have made the New York Times this week, we all celebrated together. There was a lot of screaming going on in Toronto and in Rhode Island and in New York. And you know, it's just, everybody gets excited about, we're all in the business of selling books. We all want to reach more readers, and doing it in collaboration with publishers and then doing some of it on my own is, to me, the best of all worlds. However, it's not for everyone, because I won't lie to you, the writing schedule is punishing. I mean, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, rinse and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, writing 4 series. I write a book in each series, and then I do it again. You know, and I write every 2 months, it's another book. So it's, you know, not everyone can do that. Not everyone, it's called being a hybrid author. And it's not for everyone, because not everyone wants to write at that speed. Not everyone is able to, or, you know, physically able to do that. And for right now, I can do it. I'm not saying I'm going to always be able to do it, but for right now, I can do it, and I enjoy it. And I have a wonderful team supporting me that makes it possible for me to do almost nothing but write. And that includes what Dan does at home. Dan's a full-time, you know, house guy. He does everything at home so that I can literally do nothing but write. Go Dan. So he also works for our company doing some stuff, you know, on Facebook, and he runs a couple of our pages on Facebook, and so it's not just that, but I mean, everybody that is helping me and surrounding me, whether it's a traditional publisher or Julie or Lisa or Holly, Isabel, Nikki, Cheryl, Ashley, Courtney, Dan, that work with us, they're all making it possible so that I can write 7, 8, 9 books in a year. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it.